have her and many others on body-worn camera footage at the time.
The funding for more body cams will need to be approved by the Madison Common Council. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 7:03.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I have a roofing question, I contact Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
Thanks, Tom. Between the two of us, we've seen hundreds of failed roofs, along with the unfortunate consequences of water damage. Poor workmanship, improper product usage, lack of ventilation, inferior flashing detail, and loss of control due to subcontractors are some of the most common reasons for roofs failing. At J&B, our objective is not just to sell another roof. We want to educate our clients. When J&B's experienced sales staff achieves that goal, our roof systems sell themselves.
For a complimentary roof evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jnbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
The following takes place in the home of a Capital Heating, Cooling, and Electric customer.
Yeah, these ducts are filthy.
This family is breathing in all of this?
Absolutely, Seth. Causing allergies.
And illness.
Gotta get your ducts cleaned every 5 years.
So you stop inhaling harmful particulates.
Merle, go scout out the rest. He's our secret asset.
I'll fire up our high-powered duct cleaning truck.
This dust, dander, and detritus doesn't stand a chance. Report? Exactly what I thought. We'll have them breathing clean, healthy air in no time.
Okay, truck is ready.
Men,
Merle's a squirrel.
get ready to save this good family from the health ravages of dirty ducts.
Schedule your Capital Duct Cleaning today online at callcapitalcares.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Sports Desk. The Brewers taking a 2-1 win Friday against the St. Louis Cardinals. Game 2 of the series is today at 1:15, with Brewers warm-up with Dominic Cotroneo starting at noon on WTMJ. And Sunday is the first of 7 for the Bucks as they begin their playoff berth. Milwaukee will face the Indiana Pacers in Fiserv Forum on Sunday with the 6 o'clock tip-off. The Bucks are 1-4 against the Pacers this season. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. We're not seeing anything major across the Milwaukee traffic system right now. No major slowdowns or complications wherever you're driving to this morning. Should be a smooth ride getting there.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty. At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a high of 48 today and partly cloudy and a slight chance of sprinkles, getting down to a low of 30 inland with frost possible. On Sunday, a high of 58 and mostly sunny, getting warmer as we start the week. On Monday, a high of 63 and increase in clouds. Tuesday, a chance of showers and a high of 63. Back down on Wednesday for a high of 48 that day, but mostly sunny. In Madison, it's 33 degrees and sunny. In Green Bay, 34 degrees with sun. In Waukesha, 31 degrees and sunny conditions. Right here in Milwaukee, 34 degrees and sunny. I'm Jack Grau. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
This is the Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Need help around the house? Even the handiest do-it-yourselfer needs an extra hand sometimes.
You fixed it!
During the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Good morning to you, Dayton Kane here. We appreciate you joining us on April 20th, 420 today. And David is joining us, but not in studio. Good morning, David Nason. How are you?
Good morning, Dayton. Good morning, everybody. I'm great. What a beautiful sunny day.
Where are you checking in from?
So I am standing in line in Concourse D at the Milwaukee Mitchell Airport. I'm waiting to board a flight
to go to Washington, D.C. with my father on an honor flight. So I'm going as his guardian to spend the day there.
That's awesome. Well, thank you and your father for your service, because I know you both did. Are you guys taking off soon?
Well, we're waiting to get on the plane. It's supposed to be leaving at 7:30, so we'll be departing here shortly and returning about 9:30 tonight.
Where are you going?
So we're going to Washington, D.C. To spend the day touring all the memorials and things. So a whole lot of other veterans here too. So I always want to thank other veterans as well too. So it'll be a great day.
Awesome. Well, thanks for checking in. Good luck on the flight. Enjoy it. And who did you bring into the studio with me here?
Yeah, my friend Jim Riedel. So thanks for being there, Jim. Hope you enjoy the show. Have fun. Known Jim for a long time, so I'm sure he'll do a great job for us, everybody. So, and thanks for being on today, Matt. I know he's going to be on there, and you'll introduce him here shortly. And then, so everybody have a great day. And I'll be back next Saturday.
All right. Safe travels. Thanks for checking in, David.
Thanks.
So, Jim, good morning to you.
Good morning.
What did you tell me before we came on? You taught David everything he knows? Is that what?
Yeah, sort of like that. No. He and I worked together at a company for many years, and he came after I did, so I was there longer. And David's a great guy. So I've known him a long time, and I became a realtor when I left there. And so he and I stayed in touch because of his home inspections. And basically, he kind of tells people what's wrong, and I know how to fix it all.
So good to have you on the show. You can chime in then. And, of course, Matt Hefter from Serta Pro Painters on with us as well. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning. How are you guys this morning?
Very busy start to the show here. We got a lot of people to introduce. So tell us a little bit about Serta Pro and what you guys do.
Sure. Serta Pro Painters, we do interior, exterior, residential, commercial, industrial painting. Been doing that for a very long time, decades in the Milwaukee region. And we paint, as we always say, we paint everything but toenails. So there's just about no type of coating that we can't apply locally here.
Speaking of no type of coating, painting's one of the things that a lot of people think they can do, right? Because, well, you just take a brush and you put it up and down on a wall and it's done. But there are so many products out there right now. I guess that's a question. If you're looking to paint something and you want to know what should I be using, Matt's your guy. You can call in today, ask him these questions, and figure out how you might be able to do this yourself or how you have to prep the surface. There's so much that goes into it besides just opening a can of paint and moving a brush around, right?
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, when I first jumped into the paint industry, I did all my own painting, and I didn't think really much of it. I thought I was doing it all right. And then instantaneously, as you start to go through all the training and the seminars and you learn from mistakes and failures happen, you realize that something that seems so simple can be complex. And it is really about the right preparation, and as Mr. Fixer used to say, clean, dry, and dull. That is critical. And then, it's about applying the right coating to get the right look. Some people, it can be even down to just a basic sheen level. You look at a satin finish. It depends on what product line and what manufacturer. Satin changes the sheen of the degree of sheen so much from, let's say, a Home Depot Behr paint to, Sherwin-Williams. Within their product lines, it varies. So working with a professional can really make sure that you get the right look you're looking for, and as well as making sure that it doesn't peel and fail.
855-616-1620 is a WTMJ talk and text line. Matt is on with us all hour, so get your calls and texts in. Ask the questions, and we'll try to answer them for you. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scavini for Universal Windows Direct. Call Universal Windows Direct today, 414-410-2000. For every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Buy 20, get 20. No limits. Plus, they'll upgrade your new windows to triple pane glass for free. Extra protection from the elements. Call 414-410-2000. Schedule your free in-home estimate today. For every 2 windows you buy, get the next 2 free. Tell them I told you to call, and you get $250 off your order. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Welcome back to Ask Hassleus.
Why is abbreviation such a long word? You'd think someone could make it shorter.
You mean like instead of saying buy one, get one, you can just say BOGO.
Yeah, kinda.
Through Monday at Hassleus Mattress, buy a new Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper, or Beauty Rest mattress, and we'll give you a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base.
Or, in other words,
BOGO.
You're a man of few words. I like that.
Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at hassleus.com.
Good news, bad news. The good news, inflation today is nothing like it's been in the past few years. The bad news, lower inflation doesn't mean lower prices. Inflation only records the size of price increases. When it goes down, prices are still higher than they were before. In fact, a recent study showed investors still consider inflation their single biggest threat to their investment and retirement plans. We don't blame you if you're concerned about how inflation might affect your legacy, your financial freedom, or your confidence. It's time to meet with the team at Annex Wealth Management for investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. We'll review what you own. We'll work together to build a plan that's right for you and your family. And we'll guide you on your way to achieving the kind of retirement you desire. Whatever's kickstarting your questions, market volatility, global unrest, an upcoming presidential election, or stubborn inflation, it's time to know the difference. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
From big tailgate parties to cozy dinners for two, the freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected varieties cedar crust ice cream, $3.99. 4-count selected varieties Chobani multi-packs, 2 for $8. 10 to 12-ounce or 10 to 12-count selected varieties Green Mountain Coffee, $8.49. 64-ounce or 8-pack selected varieties Juicy Juice, 2 for $6.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take the mound at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 24th.
Making a move from the home you have loved and cherished for so many years can not only be a challenge for you, but can also be stressful for the entire family. This is Jean Nemovitz from Bruce's team. Let us help you start the conversation, so when the time is right, we can make the process simple and easy, just as we've done for thousands of families. Let us take you from overwhelmed to I can do this. Call 262-242-6177 or visit brucesteam.com.
Pipe and finishing your basement. The Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Good morning. Dayton Kane here with Jim Riedel, who's filling in for David Nason. It's going to be busy in Milwaukee today. The 29th annual Milwaukee River Keeper Spring Cleanup going on. Over 4,000 people in 90 different locations across the Milwaukee River Basin. So if you see people with sticks and bags, that's what's going on. We're trying to clean up the place, which is good. Good. Welcome, Jim.
Yep.
Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
We've got Matt Hefter from CertaPro Painters on the line with us, and you have a question for him, you said.
Yeah, well, being in the construction industry, working with David, we did a lot of insurance restoration. There's a lot of specialty coatings out there. There were different paints and primers for different things, and the products have changed a lot over the years, and there's a lot of specialty things. And, you see a lot of paints nowadays that say primer and painter in one. I've noticed that they seem to be a little thicker than just a normal paint, and sometimes that's a little harder to work with. So I thought I'd just bring that subject up and let him comment on that.
Well, paint and primers in one, it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're in the restoration work, I don't know that I would necessarily go down that route. I mean, if you've got soot, you're definitely going to want to work with more of a shellac-based product first, and then obviously going over the top of it to make sure that you don't have any bleed through. The same thing with water damage. Whether it's a shellac or an oil-based primer. I wouldn't want that as my finish coat, but I would definitely select that as my coat to cover up any water stains. So many people I've seen, they said, I keep painting my ceiling, but the water stain keeps bleeding through from a leaky faucet or a shower or something like that. And you have to actually seal that and make sure that water stain doesn't bleed through. So I'm not a huge fan of paint and primer one. with that being said, I think there's a misconception that you need to prime before you paint the interior of a home every single time. That is not necessarily the case. If you have a flat sheen on the wall or a matte finish and you're just going to put, another coat of paint to freshen it up or 2 coats of paint to change color, that's not necessarily a situation where you'd need a primer or a paint and primer all in one. You can just apply paint. Primers are really good for bonding. So if you have a shiny surface, you're painting over a semi-gloss finish, there's 2 ways to address it. One is to scuff sand it. The liquid deglossers are just too nasty for a typical homeowner to use, and we really don't like to use them. Or you apply a primer system that bonds to that surface. And then the other reasons are to seal the surface. And another reason would be to, let's say you have a really dark color and you're trying to block that out to go to a lighter color, or vice versa. You're trying to apply a very difficult color to paint where the pigment doesn't lay out as evenly and you don't get as much coverage, like a dark or a mid-tone red or a vibrant color. You might choose to paint with a dark tone gray primer down first, so it blocks that reflection of that white bleeding through, and then you put the 2 coats of red of a quality paint, and then you don't end up in a game where you're putting 4 or 5 coats of red on trying to achieve color. So those are generally all the different uses of why you would want to use a primer, but I think paint and primer in one, it gets pushed too much through retail organizations that are promoting it. It's very limited amount of times that you actually have to use the primer system.
Great answer. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ Talking text line. If you have a question, one came in here. It says, after scraping the peeling paint on my garage, can I successfully repaint with a can of primer and exterior paint? Like, is that all the prep work they need to do, I guess, is what they're asking.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It really depends on the type of surface. So, let's say it's a rough cedar garage, I would not prime at all. I would use the stain because you want to penetrate as deep into that. It's a very fibrous wood, so you want to penetrate into the wood. If it's, a typical old, detached garage and there's no cedar, yes, definitely. I mean, you can in some cases, if your home doesn't have lead paint on it, and you can feather sand out those edges to really get anything that's loose off, more than just scraping. And then yes, we would use like an oil-based primer, let it soak in really nice into the wood, and then top coat 24 hours later with let's use a fast dry oil primer, but top coat within 24 hours, 24 hours later with a good quality paint or 2. I like to, in those spots, I like to sometimes spot prime, and we can tint the primer, or you can literally take, just brush over it with a little paint, let that dry up, and then paint the whole surface. So that way you don't get any bleed through of that old color.
Sure.
But that's typical prep. For a homeowner to understand that if your home was built prior to 1978, you should really test it for lead, because you don't want to be sanding or scraping too much with lead paint and have that dust circulating around you while you're trying to do the prep.
Before you came on the show, Jim and I exchanged stories about how when we were kids, we did that exact same thing, right? We're on the porch with our heat guns and scraping paint off back in mine was a bit back in the 70s. So, and it was on an old house from, I'm sure I ingested lead. I just did.
We were burning it off the house,
yes.
My dad and I, and didn't burn the house down, but boy, when you're a kid and you smell it, you probably were breathing in fumes, and it was an old enough house. It probably had lead paint. So if my brain sticks during the show, Dayton, just throw your coffee mug at me, get my gears going in my head again.
We know better now, right? Okay. We do need to take another break. We do have Matt Hefter from CertaPro Painters on with us. You can find them at CertaPro.com. That's CERTA Pro.com. It is a Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
The sooner you address your joint pain, the better. You really don't want your pain to become chronic, to a point when surgery may become your only option. Address your joint pain issues early and calm down that inflammation and increase your mobility. Get the joints moving again and the blood circulating. That can be very beneficial. Plus, why not just feel better sooner? By coming to Rejuvenex, at the very least, we can alleviate your pain, so you can feel and move better to help you live a better quality of life. Don't you deserve at least that? Multi-joint treatments at Rejuvenex can cost as little as, well, nothing. That's because we are in-network with almost all major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid. So you really have nothing to lose, except a very good chance of living with a lot less pain. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Imagine a deck, patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds all those things. They're the best. Let them make your outdoor living unlimited in your yard. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
If you want to add a unique and stunning feature to your home, decorative art glass can be used in a variety of ways to really increase its wow factor. Think of adding a wonderful work of stained glass art to some of your exterior windows, foyer, or front door entry. We can make sure the measurements fit spot on, and you don't even have to replace the glass. You can just add the art glass over the top. It will add some real ambiance that changes as the sun moves throughout the day. And a paint of protection too, which never hurts. Our decorative glass artists are delightful to work with, and they just might give you some ideas that you love, but never even thought of. There's so much of the same out there. Adding a customized work of stained glass art to one or more of your home's windows can really set it apart. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
It's the final days of Diamonds Direct Spring Sale. This is your last chance to get 20% off store-wide. Plus, book an appointment and you'll get an additional $100 off your purchase. You don't want to miss this. 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. And a huge selection of the latest styles with in-store designer appearances. 20% off ends this Sunday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars? Each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Back to the Fix It Show on 620 WTMJ.
727, thanks for joining us. I'm Dayton Kane. Jim Riedel in for David Nason today, and Matt Hefter from CertaPro Painters on the line with us. That was Tina Turner. She, well, not her, but the Tina Turner musical is at the Marcus Performing Arts Center starting on Wednesday, so you can check that out. Going to be a cold day today compared to what we have, 48 for a high, which we had some nice weather this winter.
The sun will feel good.
The sun will feel good. So 855-616-1620 is the WTMJ talk and text line if you have a question. We do have Connie on the line from Manitowoc. Let's go over to her. Good morning. What's your question, Connie?
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. We had used like a stain type paint on our deck, a wooden deck, and it's peeling pretty badly, and it was just last year. So one, I'm wondering how to get that off, and then suggestions on should I just stain it instead?
Typically on decks, do you know the type of material? Is it pressure-treated wood, or is it cedar, or what type of deck material is it?
It's pressure-treated wood.
Oh. So pressure treated wood is a little tricky. You're going to have a hard time getting a stain, a solid stain that looks more like a paint or even a paint system to bond to it. Usually with pressure treated wood, if we're in that situation and a customer does want a solid stain, we usually try to recommend a semi-transparent stain because you'll never have it peeling with it. We're going to recommend that you scuff sand it pretty well and then put a primer system down first and then do it's basically a horizontal coating. So any type of coating that is made for horizontals, like a porch and floor enamel or anything like that, is going to stand a better chance. With that being said, I can tell you it's still going to peel because it's a horizontal surface, but it shouldn't peel after the first year. So that's where I'm wondering if a primer system was used with that paint coating. A solid stain is made to penetrate into the wood. So if it was a solid stain, it's going to have a hard time penetrating into pressure-treated wood. So that's why it might be peeling.
Okay. That makes sense. And then is any suggestions on how to, other than just peeling, any suggestions on getting the paint or the peeling off?
There's a couple different ways.
To try to get everything off.
Yeah, and typically, for a professional contractor, they're going to have the right tools to do that. So, high pressure washing, using, different tips, like, oscillating tips and things will tend to get that coating off. And whatever you don't get off, if it was just recently painted and, it's not an old deck that might have been, lead paint or something like that, you could certainly sand is another way. Professional paint contractors can use strippers and things like that are not available to the retail public. That would probably remove all that coating. But for the homeowner, I would say either pressure washing or sanding if you know that there's definitely no lead paint on the deck, and that would be the way of getting that coating off.
Thank you. If I can ask one more quick question. We are painting the patio too. It's concrete. Any suggestions on what to look for concrete painting?
Hey, Matt, we're going to answer that question when we come back, Connie. So keep listening to the show. We do need to take a break and go over to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. We'll talk about patios, garage floors, all that sort of stuff when we come back with Matt Hefter from CertaPro Painters. Now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jack Grau. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning. Search efforts for missing 3-year-old Elijah Vu continue, now over 8 weeks since he first disappeared. Two Rivers police say they've used kayaks and sonar equipment to search rivers. Aerial searches and searches of farmland have also continued. The family of Elijah Vu held a fundraising event at the Mikado Theater in Manitowoc Friday night. Donations will be used to cover the costs of volunteer search efforts. With Earth Day around the corner, the annual Milwaukee Riverkeeper Spring Cleanup is today. A record number of 4,500 volunteers will head out to their local waterways to help pull trash and debris from the Milwaukee, Menominee, and Kinnickinnick riverbanks, as well as park areas across Milwaukee, Ozaukee, Washington, and Waukesha counties. The Zero Waste effort features a live concert on a pedal-powered stage from Harley-Davidson Museum, plus free beer and a tree to plant for spring cleanup volunteers. More states getting a taste of the Butterburger. Culver's announcing it plans to expand to 51 new locations this year. New locations will open in 13 states in the South and the Midwest, including Wisconsin. So far, no plans for expansion into any new states. All 51 new restaurants are expected to open this year, bringing the chain to nearly 1,000 restaurants nationwide. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving. Time saver traffic. Not seeing anything too major across the Milwaukee traffic system. One spot we're keeping an eye on, though, 94 East at the ramp from St. Paul Avenue. That right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. Again, that's 94 East, just past the Harley-Davidson Museum as you're headed out of town. Watch out for that, but we're not seeing any major backups or slowdowns across the Milwaukee traffic system.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive, professional servers and bartenders. You'll make great cash. Inquire today. Start next week. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
And your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a high of 48 today and partly cloudy, a slight chance of some sprinkles, and a low of 30 this evening. On Sunday, a high of 58 and mostly sunny. On Monday, a high of 63 with clouds. Tuesday, temperatures picking back up to 63 with a chance of showers still. On Wednesday, back down to a high of 48, but mostly sunny. I'm Jack Grau. Sighting Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 7:33.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
If you could spend 1 month anywhere, where would you go?
Easy. I'd go to bed.
I mean, anywhere in the world.
Precisely.
You'd spend the entire month in bed?
Specifically, a new Tempur-Pedic from Hasselus Mattress.
Why?
Because I can take 60 months to pay for it. Through Monday, get 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic mattresses, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card.
60 months. That means...
You can buy a Queen Tempur-Pedic Pro Adapt Hybrid with ease adjustable base for just $74 a month.
And I get a $300 MasterCard gift card.
Free next-day delivery and employee-free showrooms, too.
So I can try and buy...
With no pushy sales guy.
Hang on.
What are you doing?
Searching for a travel agent to book a month-long vacation at Hasselus Mattress.
Enjoy 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedics through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at hasselus.com.
So you have your down payment in mind and you're ready to buy your new home. You figure your monthly payment, add in your taxes, and realize, hey, you can do this. But you forgot the 6% commission that you'll have to pay your real estate agent. Whoa, 6%. That's a lot, especially when we'll sell your home for as low as 3.5% and no higher than 3.9%. And that's 100% full service with no upfront fees. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where we'll make your move simple and affordable. Benefit-realty.com. Don't let the term discount real estate agent throw you. All it means is that we'll give you the same experience, expertise, and know-how as the big-name real estate firms, but we'll do it for less. And when you weigh 6% commission against as low as 3.5% and no higher than 3.9% for a full-service real estate agent, including full MLS marketing with no upfront fees, you'll realize there's no reason for you to pay more. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where we'll make your move simple and affordable. Benefit-realty.com.
This is the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Partly cloudy, chance of sprinkles today, a high of 48. It is cold outside today compared to what we've been used to over the last couple months. We do have Matt Hefter from CertaPro Painters on the phone with us today. And Matt, we were talking a little bit about, we got into the question from Connie about painting a patio. So let's talk about cement, patios, garage floors. Like, how are we prepping these things and what are some things we can put over the top? I know you guys do some epoxy stuff.
We obviously have a very, significant part of our business is doing concrete coatings, both on the commercial side as well as the residential side. So, with garages and porches, there's products out there such as flake systems using polyurea bases or polyaspartics. There are epoxies out there for installing these decorative floors and, ultimately to make your garage or your porch look like more of a showpiece versus an eyesore with pitted concrete, as an example. What she was describing, if she wants to do something herself outside of doing something that's more of a professional installation, like our installation comes with a 20-year warranty. Any type of concrete paint system or stain that you're going to apply is not going to last for that amount of time. It might last if done properly and prepped with muriatic acid and then rinsed and allowed to dry, you might get 3 years, 4 years at the most before you start to see peeling from it. But when you use a coating such as an epoxy, which needs to be covered, a lot of them are obviously not UV compliant. That's why the polyaspartics are so nice. If you use a professional contractor to install it, it's peace of mind. 20 years, you never have to worry about it again, and they look beautiful. I mean, my garage floor, we end up painting the walls, you end up putting TVs in your garage. It ends up literally being an extension of the home once you put these floor coatings down.
Matt, this is Jim. Regarding the outside patio, There's also systems out there that are like a cementous overlay system. You can make it look like bricks and rocks and things. Does your company do that type of work too, or you just do more of the coatings and the epoxies and the flake systems?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. I mean, we definitely there's some overlays out there that are acrylics. We're not doing that. We're typically doing an overlay system when there's an issue on the concrete. We're not going to go out and do a decorative, you know, if you're talking about where it makes it look like it's stamped, but it's masked off and they do an overlay in acrylics. I just haven't seen those coatings last long enough for us to want to get into those. But, you know, pretty much anything around, you know, pool decks, front porches, commercial applications. I know we're doing currently right now we're doing Delafield Brew House, their outdoor patio areas all being recoated. So we do just about everything because we are in the both residential and the commercial concrete coating space. But I don't do the acrylic overlays, if that's what you're referring to, just because I just haven't seen them last long enough.
The WTMJ Talk and Text line is 855-616-1620. Get your questions in for Matt Hefter from CertaPro Painters. I see on the website at CertaPro.com it says Spring Sales Event Limited Time Offer. What's that about?
Yeah, so we're currently offering 10% off. So now is the time if customers are looking to get painting projects scheduled for this year. Now's the time. Get your estimates. Get your 10% off, save some money, and get your project scheduled for, you know, spring, summer, or fall. As long as it's done this year, you'll be able to take advantage of those savings, and that is literally on almost 100% of our services.
And you guys do more than just painting. We already talked about like garage floors. You do pressure washing. You do, when you're out there, you can fix things too, right? Not just paint over stuff.
Yeah, we have carpenters, and our carpenters can replace rotted wood. You know, we're not necessarily going to take on a whole siding project, but anything it takes to do painting, replacing fascia soffit, any type of siding, trim boards, whatever it may be, we can do that.
Drywall?
So, drywall, you know, plaster repairs. Again, we're not going to drywall an entire house, but if somebody had, you know, a basement room or something like that, we can hang mud tape, texture coat, as well as do any priming and painting that's necessary for those projects. So anything that generally, I mean, we have customers that on a regular routine, every 2 years, we're oiling with teak oil all their furniture. We transport their furniture back to the shop, and we literally, you know, oil everything, get it fresh, and then deliver it to the house for their patio set. So we can do just about anything that has to do with coatings, whether it's auxiliary services connected to that or the coating itself. And if it's not something we do, we have partners that we recommend for customers to be able to get their projects taken care of.
CertaPro.com, CERTA Pro.com is the website. Matt on with us for another 20 minutes or so get your calls and texts in. The WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Thanks for listening to the Fix-It Show this morning on WTMJ.
John Burkier here from my friends at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, joined by Potto's Sarah Neubauer. Sarah, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, John.
Potawatomi giving away sweet sports cars. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, so this April and May, we're giving away 5 gorgeous 2024 Toyota sports cars, as well as cash prizes and reward play, and it's all totaling $800,000.
So let me get this right. There's 4 2024 Toyota GR86s and a Toyota Supra, all up for grabs?
Yes, and if you want to see one in person, we have the Toyota Supra on display right off the skywalk on the second level of our casino. And we have the Toyota GR86 at American Family Field at the Potawatomi Gate.
Ooh, I know, Sarah, exactly where that gate is. Tell us how we can win one of these.
For the chance to win, play with your Firekeepers Club card April through May to earn drawing entries. And keep in mind, every Thursday and every Milwaukee Brewers home game days, you'll earn 5 times the entries.
That's such a fun collaboration. I want to switch gears from cars to food. Tell us about the spring specials menu at Cream City Coffee Company at Potawatomi.
Yeah, and actually our Cream City Cafe is currently has the Toyota Supra right out in front of it. So you can't miss either one, and you don't want to miss trying out this menu while it's here. So on top of our regular menu that's always available, we have a raspberry white mocha latte to try, a mango green tea, blackberry black tea, a strawberry lemonade, lavender lemonade, and even a spiked lemonade.
Ooh, I like it. It's like summer in a cup, just like spring. And Cream City also has spring pastries, right?
Yes, our in-house pastry kitchen makes all our pastries fresh every morning. On this special menu, you can try a strawberry rhubarb brioche tart, a lemon pound cake, which you can get in a slice or loaf, a gluten-free strawberry yogurt muffin, an apricot cream cheese Danish, a steak and egg Danish, or strawberry and vanilla cake pop.
It's delicious. For more information, go to paysbig.com. Sarah Neubauer, thanks for being with us, Sarah.
Thanks, John.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
From big tailgate parties to cozy dinners for two, the freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods. Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected varieties Cedar Crust ice cream, $3.99. 4-count selected varieties Chobani multi-packs, 2 for $8. 10 to 12-ounce or 10 to 12-count selected varieties Green Mountain Coffee, $8.49. 64-ounce or 8-pack selected varieties Juicy Juice, 2 for $6.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take them out at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 24th.
It's the Fix-It Show, exclusively on 620 WTMJ.
Nice. Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. Isaac is in the producer's booth taking your calls and texts, 855-616-1620. We are talking to Matt Hefter from Certa Pro Painters. Nice pull, Isaac. I appreciate that. We do have Mike on the line at 855-616-1620, calling in from Racine. Good morning, Mike. What's your question for Matt?
Hey, Matt. Thanks for taking my call. We have a patio or a deck that has a iron fence around it that was painted black. The black's peeling. It's rusting a bit, and there's some organic growth on it. Just wondering how you go about painting that. Does that need to be sandblasted and painted, or how would you guys go about painting that?
Well, we're going to want to obviously test the paint to make sure that it's lead safe, and then remove the areas that are failing. We like to take the scaling off of the rust, and then I'm a big fan of rust converters. Rust converters originally came from mostly the industrial and automotive industry, but a good rust converter will stop the oxidation, and it'll turn that rust black. A lot of people think that in the old days when people would Bondo and fix up their cars. Nowadays, everything is plastic and you throw it away. But at the end of the day, you use a rust converter that stops the oxidation of the rust. Put a primer, oil-based primer over the top of that, and then put a good, high-quality metal paint system. Something that you can do a direct-to-metal, they call them DTMs, or I'm a big fan. If it hasn't been painted with latex paint previously, I would use an oil base, something with a high sheen, maybe a gloss, because that sheen is going to help protect it. And then the most important thing is on those horizontals, eventually, you just got to keep an eye on them, and a little touch-up every 2-3 years on the areas if it starts to show any type of rust. It really goes a long way because that rust spreads very, very quickly. And those iron fences, they're not cheap. And if you maintain them, they can last forever. But if you let that rust start to work their way onto the fence, onto the railing, they deteriorate pretty quickly.
Would that be the same procedure for an aluminum versus a metal? I mean, you don't need the rust inhibitor, but...
Right. Yeah, you got to skip everything to do with rust, and then there's just going to be a different type of coating you're going to want to use on that. I'm not going to typically use an oil-based on a aluminum fence. I'm going to usually want to make sure that we get the surface looking really nice, and I just want to use a product that's got probably prime it, right, because it's probably going to have a high sheen to it, something with a high bond. And then a lot of times we'll spray them out with a water-based latex paint system that's going to level off really nice.
And is that something like, so the reason I asked that question is I bought an aluminum patio set probably over a decade ago, and finally this year I'm starting to see, the scrapes and things add up to where the paint, the powder coating's starting to come off. Is that something where you would pick up my patio set and take it to the shop, do it, and then bring it back?
Yeah, I mean, we certainly offer that service, depending on how many units it is. Some of these, when I talk about the other project, their patio furniture, they have a lake house, and they just have massive amounts of patio furniture. So to do it on site, it just made more sense. Let's just transport it to the shop. We can do a high quality job and then bring it back. So it's right, we basically do it over the wintertime, bring it back when it's, ready for,
gotcha.
Entertaining. But a lot of times we can just do it on site. And we can, prep and do it on site. If it makes sense to bring it back to the shop, we can certainly do that.
Well, I'll be calling you guys this week. I finally got my furnace in, so my chimney's coming down, and then once I've got my roof sealed up, you guys, I'm going to call you out to get a quote on my bathroom, and I'll point out the patio furniture while you're there and say, what if we did this too? So you guys paint everything except toenails, right? That's what you say?
Everything but toenails. And Dayton, certainly reach out to David, and he has my cell phone number. You can reach out to me directly. I'd be glad to take care of you.
Awesome. Well, we do need to take one final break. Matt Hefter from CertaPro on the line with us. Get your calls in, 855-616-1620. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Nearing retirement? Are you best prepared for your post-workforce life? Have all of your questions answered in Annex Wealth Management's latest webinar, Understanding Your Pension Potential. WTMJ's Steve Scafidi, along with Annex Wealth Management Financial Planning Team Manager Eric Strom, will cover every angle of retirement and how to best set yourself up for a successful and fruitful retirement. Sign up for this free webinar at WTMJ.com. It's the Annex Wealth Management's Pension Potential webinar, only offered here on WTMJ.
Eric Brown and his crew from Siding Unlimited can fix whatever's wrong with the outside of your house. How do you know what's wrong with it? Well, look for these trouble signs. On your windows, paint peeling, wood rot or damage from condensation? How well do they operate? Got mold on the storm windows? Siding have any dents, holes, or chips, paint or color issues? Is the caulking cracked? How's the flashing? Roof look okay? How about your doors? Decks are another place for critical inspection. Maybe you'd just like to have a new one. While Eric is here on the Fix-It Show, you'll see that he knows what he's doing. He's president of Siding Unlimited, but that's not a desk job. He's out there working with the crews, inspecting people's structure problems and fixing them. Siding Unlimited will fix yours, too. Make a note to contact Siding Unlimited after the show's over, of course. Look them up online at sidingunlimited.com or see Siding Unlimited's unique outside-in showroom near Gerke's Corners in Brookfield.
There's so many things in life you must conform to.
So, it's nice to know that there's a sectional that conforms to you.
Meet the Simply Yours sectional sofa from Penny Mustard.
Simply amazing.
Create a configuration that fits your taste and space.
The options are simply endless.
Choose your favorite arms, legs, and fabric,
including leather or pet and kid-friendly fabrics.
Simply unique.
This sectional even comes with a sleeper sofa option for those late-night binge sessions.
This is the sofa made with you in mind.
The Simply Yours sectional is simply the best.
You know, this reminds me of my favorite nursery rhyme character.
Who's that?
Simply Simon.
The Simply Yours sectional sofa, Sophisticrafted in Wisconsin, with ultra-high resiliency foam, cushions, and fortress frame construction, starting at $41.56 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
The Original Botanas Restaurant. Delectable entrees, 50 top shelf tequilas, 20 different margarita flavors. Stop by for lunch or before or after the big game. The Original Botanas on 5th Street.
Casa es su casa. That's Botanas.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for J.D. Griffiths. It was time for us. Our house was 20 plus years old, and the garage doors were getting dated. They were dinged up, and they were really hurting the value and the look of our house. That's why we called J.D. Griffiths, a local company. They've been at it in Milwaukee for more than 70 years, providing premier garage doors and building detached garages. We've got our new doors now, and they pop. I still got neighbors talking to me about it. Now, J.D. Griffiths does have an exclusive offer right now for you, the WTMJ listener. With any purchase of a new garage door, you can save $100 on your garage door opener. Just call 414-362-7222 and mention me, WTMJ's Eric Bilstead, or fill out the form at jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ to schedule your free at-home estimate and claim your deal. That number again, 414-362-7222. J.D. Griffiths.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Making sure your honey-do list doesn't turn into a honey, what did you do list? It's the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Such a fun song. St. Motel going to be at Turner Hall Ballroom tonight. You want to check out that show. It should be a good time. Dayton Kane here with Jim Riedel. He is in for David Nason, and we have Matt Hester from CertaPro Painters. You threw me there. Hello, you're like in my ear. CertaPro Painters on the line with us. You can find the Fix It Show, of course, on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts if you missed this first hour of the show. We, of course, as is typical, Matt, have a bunch of text flooding in right at the end here, so let's try to get through some of them. Number one, what is the best cleaner for an outside concrete porch?
I would pressure wash it. I don't know that I'd put any chemicals down at all. I would just pressure wash it with a good pressure washer, and you should be able to get that concrete looking like brand new.
Okay. I think we addressed this real early in the show, but Dave from Brookfield texted in, my deck railing has pressure-treated wood that is painted with a solid stain or paint. How do I remove what's on and refresh with oil-based semi-transparent stain?
So that process is a little bit different. I would use a combination of a stripper, a chemical stripper, and then I would use a high-pressure pressure washer. But that is a process, typically a long process. So just, schedule your next couple weekends because that's going to take a while.
Okay. 855-616-1620. We do have another text here. We kind of addressed the first part of it. He sent in a picture of a bell on a pole. He asked about the metal pole and how you would paint it. We kind of addressed painting metal. But then it says the bell has a nice patina on it. Should I have some kind of coating on that bell? Like, is there something you can put on metal as a coating to protect it?
It looks like a cast bell, like a cast metal bell, so pretty heavy duty.
Yeah, certainly. You can do clear coats, but I don't know that, if it's patinaed, if you're looking for that look, a lot of people just let it patina, and that's just part of the process. So
maybe put a clear coat on it to keep the patina to look the same and it doesn't change then, or is that a possibility?
Usually people just let it patina out, and that's part of the character is that once it patinas out pretty good, it's not going to change drastically, but it will change slowly over time. But that's the look. If they like it exactly the way it is right now, you can certainly apply a clear coat to it with a no sheen, right? You don't want to apply a sheen. So there are some clear coats. The problem is if it's in the sunlight, they're just going to burn off really fast. You literally got to spray it every year.
Okay. Great show.
I would just let it patina.
Always busy when you're on, Matt. We appreciate you being on the show. You give us your elevator pitch. We have 1 minute left. What do you guys all do? Where do you service?
We service everywhere. We do drywall repairs. We do painting, drywall, small drywall installation, plaster, decks, fences, exteriors, interiors, high, hard access areas. Pretty much we do everything related to coatings. Garage floors, if you want a decorative garage floor, your front porch done, your pool deck with concrete coatings, we specialize in that too. So just give us a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C. Or you can go right online today and schedule your estimate at www.certapro.com, CERTAPRO.com.
And spring sales event going on until when?
10% off until May 31st.
Awesome. Thanks for being on the show. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
All right. That does it for hour number 1. Thanks to Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction. Outdoor Living Unlimited on next hour with Eric Brown.
This has been the Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
One of the best things about being in business for 25 years is having clients recommend AccuNet to their now adult children for help buying their first homes. That's how I connected with Dan and Allison, and let me tell you, they were fast learners. They quickly embraced our most powerful tool for winning offers, Appraisal Wiggle Room. Their first offer was $15,000 over asking and included a provision which AccuNet guaranteed they could afford to make, that they would still pay the higher offer price even if the appraised value came in up to $15,000 short. The result? Accepted offer versus several others on the very first try. And by the way, if the appraisal had come in $15,000 short, which it did not, Dan and Allison would have needed exactly $0 extra at the closing table. If you think all mortgage lenders are the same, think again. Go with a multi-generation mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ishnala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ishnala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ishnala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ishnala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ishnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
When you breathe well, you live better. Find out more at adventknows.com.
1-1 ground ball through the left side and into left field. Terang around third. He's headed for home. Profar's throw to the plate is not in time.
Time for a good old divisional matchup in the shadow of the Arch. The Brewers are in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Our coverage of the series continues today at noon with Brewers Warm-Up on your home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, it is 37 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jack Grau. Saturday marks a quarter of a century since the Columbine High School shooting. Since Columbine, there have been 50 mass shootings in schools with 415 fatalities. ABC's Alex Stone takes a look back.
Students who survived the shooting at Columbine High School 25 years ago are now in their 40s. Time has not dulled memories of that day for Craig Scott. He was studying for a biology test with friends in the library when it started.
They shot and killed Isaiah. They shot and killed my friend Matt.
Later, he would learn his sister Rachel was killed. In the end, 12 students and a teacher were killed by the shooters. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office finding no new remains in their search for Sade Robinson. Deputies using a sonar-equipped boat to search Lake Michigan on Friday. Director of Search Operations at United Search Corps' Doug Bishop is experienced with sonar searches. He tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News investigators are against the clock.
The fact that it's been 2 weeks typically in a scenario where we're trying to recover a victim, we know we're working against biology, float cycles. I believe the remains that were found floating. That is extreme luck, and thankfully, it's been a miracle.
Robinson's accused killer, Maxwell Anderson, will be back in court on Monday for a preliminary hearing. On the final day of jury selection for the historic criminal trial of Donald Trump, a man lighting himself on fire outside the courthouse Friday. Defense attorney Julius Kim tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News the incident may affect jurors, but they're prepared if it does.
They pick 6 alternates. That's usually more alternates than we normally see on a felony level case. And I think that's because they're anticipating not only the fact that things happen because of the length of the trial, but also because of the nature of the defendant.
The trial will resume Monday with opening statements. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:03.
Hey there, Eric Bilstead for Tri-County Contracting. It's your go-to company. You know the ones for the worry-free roof tune-up. They extend the life of your roof. But not only that, Tri-County Contracting does offer an exclusive 1110 program. What it means is after roofing your house, Chuck and the crew will offer 11 inspections over 10 years for free. Routine maintenance for a decade for free. Learn more about the 1110 program on their website, tricountycontractingwi.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
Why is abbreviation such a long word? You'd think someone could make it shorter.
You mean like instead of saying buy one, get one, you can just say BOGO.
Yeah, kinda.
Through Monday at Hasselus Mattress, buy a new Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper, or Beauty Rest mattress, and we'll give you a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base.
Or, in other words,
BOGO.
You're a man of few words. I like that.
Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
We've told you about Moses Hadara,
the diamond cutter who created the Kessler 81.
The magical diamond that vibrates with light.
Kessler's works with crazy diamond cutters.
Geniuses who create wonderful, spectacular,
crazy diamond shapes.
The one thing these crazy genius diamonds all have in common
is that they explode with light.
The Kessler Emerald Cut diamond sends out rippling waves of light, like water lapping onto a beach.
The Kessler Square Radiant Diamond glows like the sun on the horizon.
Sometimes sunrise.
Sometimes sunset.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Ask to see the rippling waves of light, like water on the beach.
Ask to see the glow that looks like sunrise and sunset.
Ask to see the Kessler Crazy Genius Diamonds.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Brewers taking a 2-1 win Friday against the St. Louis Cardinals. Game 2 of the series is today at 1:15, with Brewers warm-up with Dominic Cotroneo starting at noon on WTMJ. And Sunday is the first of 7 for the Bucks as they begin their playoff berth. Milwaukee will face the Indiana Pacers in Pfizer Forum on Sunday with a 6 o'clock tip-off. The Bucks are 1-4 against the Pacers this season. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. We're not seeing anything major across the Milwaukee traffic system. No major slowdowns or complications. Wherever you're driving to should be a smooth ride getting there. And your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a high of 48 today with a slight chance of sprinkles here and there, getting down to a low of 30 this evening. Frost possible. On Sunday, a high of 58 and mostly sunny, getting a little warmer on Monday with a high of 63 with clouds. Tuesday, a chance of showers with a high of 63. On Wednesday, back down to a high of 48 and mostly sunny. In Madison, it's 34 degrees and partly cloudy. Up in Green Bay, 35 degrees, mostly sunny. Waukesha, 34 degrees and sunny. Right here in Milwaukee, 37 degrees with sun and clear skies. I'm Jack Grouse, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:07.
This is The Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Need help around the house? Even the handiest do-it-yourselfer needs an extra hand sometimes.
You fixed it!
During The Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Dayton Kane here. David Nason on an honor flight with his dad today, so Jim Riedel filling in for him. It is the Fix It Show, hour number 2 with Eric Brown from Outdoor Living Unlimited. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Good. Good morning, Dayton.
And have you ever met Jim?
I don't think we've met, have we?
Not yet, no.
All right. We'll make that happen at some point.
I didn't think so, and I'm usually pretty good about that. I think we all try to be, but then when you're hit, did you meet him? You always have that double take, like in your mind, like, oh boy.
Yeah. I had to ask if you were the taller guy or the shorter guy on the commercials.
He is the taller brother.
That is true.
All right, so Outdoor Living Unlimited today. Let's talk about that. Of course, you have Siding Unlimited as well. But today, let's talk. People are getting outside. They're starting to, not today. It's going to be 48. But then it's going to get 60s again this week. What's going on with people's minds? What are you finding as people are calling to Outdoor Living Unlimited right now?
So, typical spring where we have, even the other day was what, 55 degrees or something like that, but the sun was out, no wind. It felt beautiful.
Yeah.
We've already had some days in the 70s this spring earlier. So a little cool down. This is typical, but if it's dry, people are getting outside. They want to be outside. 48 degrees in the spring is a much better feel than 48 degrees in November.
True.
And so people like getting outside, and this is when people start looking at the outside of their house, at their yards, at what could be. The imagination starts rolling. People feel good about spring already, and then think, all right, we have a full year of projects to do. What do we want to do next? And one that I always like to talk about, especially in the spring, is because it's kind of that our house is, we don't get outside to look at and do our own personal visual inspection of our own property, which people should do. And not that you have to be an expert at any of this stuff, but if it doesn't look right, if wood is starting to rot, or if you're starting to get discoloration in different areas, that's maybe something alarming that you might want to look into. Caulk cracking, stuff like that. I like people from the Outdoor Living Unlimited standpoint. I like people to actually get out and look at their decks, because deck failures can be a major disaster. It can be a problem with their property as far as water getting in the wrong areas and causing rot. But a big part of it could be putting your foot through a deck board that had rotted over the winter, and now you're in the hospital with a broken leg or anything like that for the next 6 weeks. You're not enjoying our spring weather like you should be because, you took a wrong step on a rotten wood or on a rotten deck board. Stuff like that I think is important to do, just pure safety around the house. And I think it starts with the deck. And Dayton, you sent me a picture the other day, one you might have found online, and we've seen projects where I call them disaster decks, where maybe the ledger board wasn't attached to the house. That's the strength. That's the connection from the deck to the house. Maybe that wasn't attached properly, and that comes falling down. And just because it was never set up to begin with to handle the weight load of maybe a small party or having friends over. But this is real. The disaster decks is a big thing, and it just really comes down to safety and security and making sure that your deck is in working order.
The one that I sent you the picture of was a hot tub somebody put up on a second-story deck. You need more support than you think on those. So just don't go putting a hot tub out without checking how much you can actually put weight-wise on what you have.
Well, the codes have changed so much on decks over the last 30 years because of failures like that, where something up higher had fallen because someone had a party and there were 40 people on a deck that never were on it before, and the attachments at the ledger board, like he was saying, so if you got an old deck and it's starting to look like it could have been built before the modern codes of attaching things in the structure properly. So yeah, I think that's a great idea to look at that.
It is 8:12 on a Saturday. Eric, we do need to take a break. We'll talk more through all this when we come back. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com is the website. Eric Brown on with us this hour. Get your calls and texts in at 855-616-1620. That's the WTMJ talk and text line. It's the Fix It Show.
When we're out in your town, come say hi to us as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're out on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show,
wherever we may be, you can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
WTMJ.
The following takes place in the home of a Capital Heating, Cooling, and Electric customer.
Yeah, these ducts are filthy.
This family is breathing in all of this?
Absolutely, Seth. Causing allergies
and illness.
Gotta get your ducts cleaned every 5 years.
So you stop inhaling harmful particulates.
Merle, go scout out the rest. He's our secret asset.
I'll fire up our high-powered duct cleaning truck.
This dust, dander, and detritus doesn't stand a chance. Report? Exactly what I thought. We'll have them breathing clean, healthy air in no time.
Okay, truck is ready.
Men,
Merle's a squirrel.
Get ready to save this good family from the health ravages of dirty ducts.
Schedule your Capital Duct cleaning today online at callcapitalcares.com.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
When we begin your search, I'm not going to try to sell you anything, because it's either the right home for you or it's not. What counts is that you'll have an honest, full-service realtor looking out for your best interests. So think of Benefit Realty as your advocates, which offer full-service real estate commission as low as 3.5% and no higher than 3.9%, including full MLS marketing with no upfront fees. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where we'll make your move simple and affordable. Benefit-realty.com. The savings really do add up. Last I checked, we've saved our clients over $7.5 million in real estate commissions. And we'd like to add your savings to the tally. All the same experience, expertise, and know-how as the big-name real estate firms. We just choose to charge you less. As low as 3.5% commission and no higher than 3.9%. Or a full-service real estate agent, including full MLS marketing with no upfront fees. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where we'll make your move simple and affordable. Benefit-realty.com.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With spring in the air, a young man's fancy turns to ceiling fans. And at BBC, he'll see all the best quality fans and their newest styles. The new fan electronics provide a great method of moving air, and with LED lights, they use less electricity than ever. We have fans in all sizes, from 24 to 96 inches wide, and their motors are warranted for life. At BBC, we advise you on the right fan for your needs, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday 10 to 4 and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
From a leaky pipe to finishing your basement, The Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
855-616-1620 is the WTMJ talk and text line if you want to get your questions in for Eric Brown with Outdoor Living Unlimited. It is a springtime and everybody's starting to get outside, and we're talking safety first with decks, but then what does Siding or Outdoor Living Unlimited all provide? What do you guys build?
So well, I like talking about decks because that's kind of like the canvas. Like there's two things that I feel Outdoor Living Unlimited does really well as a canvas of what we can do. And it's with decks and with pavers. So we can create that paver patio or that deck that goes out from your patio door into your backyard. And then and I say canvas because from that paver patio or from the deck that we build, we can then go up and create dimension into your backyard with like a screen room, with fire pits, in-ground pools, all of that type of stuff, pergolas, and then even the detail or even the customization to create your project for your own backyard. Starts with our design, but with the different products that we've used and the know-how and the creativity, and really it comes down to our fantastic carpenter crews that really can put it all together and create, your dream backyard space, something that you can be really proud of.
I remember as a kid, if you had a deck, it was a square or a rectangle of 2x4s. That was it. And you stain that thing every year because the stains didn't hold up back then. Like now, we were in our meeting yesterday, and Aaron showed us a picture of one of the decks that we did at Outdoor Living Unlimited, and there's curves going everywhere and design, different board colors going through the deck. I mean, it's amazing what you can do today.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I like talking about like in the last segment, the disaster decks. We started talking about code a little bit, but I want to remind people that these decks that were built in the past, the code wasn't horrible. I mean, the code, it's gotten better, like because materials, we've learned more. Engineering's gotten better, but these decks have gotten bigger. And they've gotten with more dimension, like different platforms and different angles and curves and all of that. So, but in the past, it wasn't necessarily anybody that was. A lot of these guys that were building these decks weren't following code. It was your weekend, your buddies that got together with a couple cases of beer, and when Sunday night at 8:00 came, you had to work the next day. The deck was done. Whether you needed more fasteners or not, the deck was done. And there it sat, and then it becomes a disaster. And that's so when we come out there, we're the professionals. We have a design, we have a plan, we build it to spec, we build it to code. Inspectors follow up, and double check our work. And the deck is built to last regardless of what kind of design we've built. It is there, and it is there for you to enjoy, really.
The WTMJ talking text line is 855-616-1620. This text that came in isn't exactly what we're talking about, but I want to ask you a question off of it. It says, my cedar siding is 35 years old, a few boards with cracks, brittle in some areas. Should I restain it, or is it time to call Dayton for siding? The reason I bring that up, and obviously my answer is give me a call. I'll come out, we do free estimates. But do you ever install cedar anymore? Is that a product that people are using on a regular basis still?
It's very, very rare. Typically, the only time we're putting cedar on is because maybe it was a window project and the cedar boards around it were rotted and they're not prepared. They just spend all this money on new windows and they're not prepared to reside the whole house. So it's like, all right, you put in a couple boards here and there. Even in those situations, typically the people are like, you know what, I don't want to spend the money because cedar is expensive. It actually really is. And so when you start looking at some of the alternatives, like LP SmartSide, you start realizing, okay, wait a second, I can cedar, even brand new cedar, I'm still going to have to paint it in the near future, in the next few years, and I'm going to have to maintain that paint schedule to maintain the cedar. And I can put a board up that's going to have a 30-year paint warranty. That is the board itself is a 50-year warranty. So something that's going to last a long time. Most of the people that come through our showroom, when I tell them those numbers, they're like, yeah, I'm not worried about that time frame. We're going to be out of the house in 20 years, or we're going to be long gone, something like that. But with the products nowadays, the investment is back into your house. It's peace of mind, and it's going to be, your house is going to look just as good as if it was cedar siding on the house. That the alternatives are just so much better. 35-year-old cedar siding, it's cracking, it's peeling, or it's curling. It's causing problems. Those cracks, water is going to get where you don't want it to. The curling is unsightly. It pops the nails out. But bugs can get behind there, critters, anything like that. I mean, I've seen woodpeckers, for one, can constantly be a nuisance. But other birds, when the knots fall out and they create a hole, I've seen birds create nests inside walls because that little knot hole looks like a birdhouse.
Yeah.
So it's time to replace when you get to that point.
Even when it comes to Outdoor Living Unlimited, you're not using a lot of wood products on decks and things and pergolas anymore. It's more like AZEK and TimberTech and those sort of products, right?
Yeah, TimberTech, AZEK is there used to be two different deck companies. They merged. I don't know, is that 7 or 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. We're Wisconsin. We're a leader in the use of in TimberTech and AZEK decking. We're Wisconsin's leader. We are right up there. We put a lot of their board on. We don't use anybody else's board. We love the way the board lays on the deck, the way we can work with it, the colors, and then just the longevity, how long it lasts and how it performs. There's a lot of positives with that product. So we only use that when it comes to composites. Very, very rarely are we putting a treated deck on or a cedar deck. I mean, we use treated lumber for the framework.
Right.
That's almost on every deck. But as far as the deck boards go, very rarely are we doing cedar or treated. We're doing pretty much all composites.
WTMJ Talk and Text Line 855-616-1620. Eric Brown from Outdoor Living Unlimited on with us. It is the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make outdoor living unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Here's why you can feel confident in choosing Less's Glass to fabricate and install your new shower door or glass bath enclosure. For over 40 years, we've done thousands of them. And when you want a new and modern aesthetic added to your bathroom, you want a crew with experience behind it. We fabricate new shower doors or bath enclosures to fit any space of your bathroom, all done in-house. And that's great for quality control. It could be a neo-angle shower stall, a corner enclosure, a bypass for your tub or shower, or a heavy 3/8-inch all-glass enclosure. Any idea you have, framed or frameless, we can handle it. And when you work with a family-owned company, the buck stops here, because we're not satisfied until you are. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Good news, bad news. The good news, inflation today is nothing like it's been in the past few years. The bad news, lower inflation doesn't mean lower prices. Inflation only records the size of price increases. When it goes down, prices are still higher than they were before. In fact, a recent study showed investors still consider inflation their single biggest threat to their investment and retirement plans. We don't blame you if you're concerned about how inflation might affect your legacy, your financial freedom, or your confidence. It's time to meet with the team at Annex Wealth Management for investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. We'll review what you own. We'll work together to build a plan that's right for you and your family. And we'll guide you on your way to achieving the kind of retirement you desire. Whatever's kickstarting your questions, market volatility, global unrest, an upcoming presidential election, or stubborn inflation, it's time to know the difference. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Now, back to the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Good morning, Dayton Kane and Jim Riedel in for David Nason. It's going to be partly cloudy, some sprinkles throughout the day, a high of 48. So not the best Saturday, but then tomorrow gets better and even better as the week goes on next week. So we do have Eric Brown from Outdoor Living Unlimited on with us. When it comes to outdoor living, you guys provide everything, including pools, I hear.
Yes, it was a couple of years ago where we kind of got backlogged with our own work with pavers around pools. A couple of our customers had purchased pools from other companies, but we were doing the deck around it. We were doing the pavers around it, and then doing like fire pits and stuff like that around the pool. And we would call the customer and say, "Hey, we're ready to install all of our stuff. Is that pool in yet?" And nope. People are having a hard time getting the pool contractor to show up because I think they're coming off of the COVID and a lot of timing issues with all of that. But we looked at it and thought, we have the equipment. We have the equipment to move dirt, dig holes, all of that stuff. We do that with our pavers. We do that with retaining walls. Why don't we dig a hole and fill it with water and it's a pool? So we went into it and figured it out. It's not a difficult thing to install. It's everything that we do. Nothing's really like difficult to do. It's all really time consuming, and then it's repetition. And that's where expertise becomes involved. So it's really putting it together, making sure it's level, making sure it's gonna hold water and hold its position and not move and all of that. And so we started getting into in-ground pools. The first one we built was a big success. The project, we have it up on Instagram, and so you can see it. I recommend using our Instagram account, Outdoor Living Unlimited, because that's a real easy kind of an online photo book and some videos of our work. And then, so when we went back to some of our customers that hadn't, they're like, "No, we would just rather go with you guys. You guys can get to it in time, and you guys can do everything around it." So we can do start to finish on a pool project. We can put the in-ground pool in your backyard. We can do the pavers or the concrete, whatever you choose, around it, and then we can do some dimension. We've done a project where we put a little bar and grill right next to the pool. Fire pits, decks, outdoor kitchens, all the accessories. Like these are made like accessories. Like, they're not cheap. But they are accessories to an in-ground pool. But they really make the backyard. They really make your environment like really worthwhile. Really something that you can really be proud of. We always say, when you go on vacation. The vacation can be like 1 week out of the year if you go. But bring your ideas back here. We can design something, and we can bring your vacation to your backyard. So still go on that 1 week vacation every year, but then 51 weeks out of the year, you can enjoy exactly what you enjoyed, when you got out of town last time, right in your backyard.
See everything at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com, or like Eric said, the Instagram page at Outdoor Living Unlimited. We do need to take a break from the Fix It Show, go over to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jack Grau. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning.
A salmonella outbreak linked to prepackaged basil sold at Trader Joe's has infected 12 people nationwide, one of them in Wisconsin. Wisconsin health officials say that Trader Joe's locations across the country and in Wisconsin have begun or finished pulling this basil off of their shelves. Health authorities suggest that anyone who purchased this basil throw it away as soon as possible. The Menominee Falls Police Department is investigating an identity theft incident that occurred at Woodman's Food Market on Thursday, April 11th. The suspect, whose name has not been released by police, fraudulently used the victim's Wisconsin EBT card to purchase items. The suspect was operating a black newer model Buick Envista. The plate attached to the vehicle did not match to the vehicle. Waukesha County District Attorney Sue Opper says she will not file felony charges against Republican State Representative Janelle Branchin. Opper saying there is not enough evidence to prove charges related to her alleged involvement in a scheme to evade campaign finance laws in an effort to recall Assembly Speaker Robin Vos in 2022. The bipartisan Wisconsin Ethics Commission recommended the charges back in February. Opper is now the fourth prosecutor to decline to file charges in this case. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. One spot we're keeping an eye on near Whitefish Bay, 43 north at Hampton Avenue East. That right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. Fortunately, we're not seeing a lot of traffic backups because of that. And your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a high of 48 today with a slight chance of sprinkles here and there, getting down to a low of 30 this evening. On Sunday, a high of 58 and mostly sunny. Monday, a high of 63. Temperatures picking up there a little. Tuesday, a high of 63 again with a chance of showers. Wednesday, back down to a high of 48, but mostly sunny. I'm Jack Grouse, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:33.
Hey there, Eric Bilstead for Tri-County Contracting. It's your go-to company. You know the ones for the worry-free roof tune-up. They extend the life of your roof. But not only that, Tri-County Contracting does offer an exclusive 1110 program. What it means is after roofing your house, Chuck and the crew will offer 11 inspections over 10 years for free. Routine maintenance for a decade for free. Learn more about the 1110 program on their website, TriCountyContractingWI.com.
It's the final days of Diamonds Direct Spring Sale. This is your last chance to get 20% off store-wide. Plus, book an appointment and you'll get an additional $100 off your purchase. You don't want to miss this. 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. And a huge selection of the latest styles with in-store designer appearances. 20% off ends this Sunday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Why is abbreviation such a long word?
That, my friend, is one of life's unanswerable questions.
I mean, you'd think someone could make it shorter.
Oh, you mean like instead of saying buy one, get one, you can just say BOGO.
Yeah, kinda.
Through Monday at Hasselus Mattress, buy a new Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper, or Beauty Rest mattress, and we'll give you a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base.
Or, in other words,
BOGO.
Right.
Plus, free next day delivery and employee-free showrooms.
You mean I don't have to deal with pushy salespeople?
No.
So I can try out all the mattresses
solo.
And through Monday, I can
BOGO.
You're a man of few words. I like that.
Buy a new Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper and get a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base. Now through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at hasselus.com.
This is the Fix-It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Admirals playing at UW Panther Arena today at 6 p.m. Bucks versus Pacers tomorrow, 6 p.m. They're at the Fiserv for the first game of the playoffs. So some sports going on in Milwaukee this weekend. Dayton Kane and Jim Riedel in for David Nason. We have Eric Brown from Outdoor Living Unlimited on with us. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ Talk and Text line. Got a text here that says, we love our AZEC deck. We have seasonal tree sap that is very stubborn to remove on the deck. Any cleaning solution recommendation?
I usually just stick with Dawn dish soap and then a soft bristle brush. That's usually the safest But and then some elbow grease. You're going to have to kind of, it can get in the little crevices. It's got a grain to it to make it look like cedar and give you a little traction when you walk. So I think that's going to be the best solution to start with. Anything you put on, any composites, any of these decks or any like vinyl sidings or anything on the outdoor, even painted surfaces, you really got to be careful that you're not going to put anything too strong, like acetone or lacquer or something like that. You really don't want to use anything like that. That could definitely clean it up, but it could also damage the surface and change the color that you just can't get back.
And I'm sure that's part of the warranty, too, that if you read through the warranty of your AZAC deck, it says don't use these certain products because that could void the warranty. So you don't want to mess with that.
Well, and you can Google that, and it will give you a list of different products you can use. Dawn always is like my go-to when it comes to this type of stuff, because most of that stuff you can clean up. You just have to, you got to get it. You got to get wet. It loosens it up, but it takes a little elbow grease. You got to, you got to brush on it a little bit and work in and just get after it.
There's a new Dawn out there that actually is in a spray bottle. I don't know what they do with the different formulation of it, but man, you spray that on like pots and pans and let it sit for a minute, and it's amazing how easy it is to clean off. That might be something to test, and obviously test in a spot that I don't know what they add to the Dawn that makes it different, but it really is a nice cleaner for dishes and stuff, which may translate well to this type of a problem.
Yeah. So I'm looking at outdoorlivingunlimited.com, the website, and I see all different shapes, sizes, designs. It's crazy what you guys are doing. When somebody comes out and gives me a free estimate, what does the next step look like?
So it starts off with the ideas and the design. So we can come out and we can walk the yard and we can go over ideas. We love it when people get online and bring like pictures to the appointment. Like when we come out to the house and then they show pictures and say, this is what I want. And then we can show you, all right, here's what we can do with the products that we use. Then we spend time, we go away and we're going to create a design. We put it together and then we bring you back to our showroom where we can bring up the design on our monitor, and we can go over products that we have in the showroom and just show different colors and different ideas that way. We also will bring some ideas to the table as well, and also some resources as far as pictures and video, and even customer testimonial, past customers that maybe there was a project similar to what we've done before, and we can tell them, yeah, here's one that you can drive by. This is what the people said about working with us. So everything to instill confidence, not just in us, but in the project that you're picking out and you're selecting, that you're going to really enjoy it. Some of the products out there that we don't use, people will bring, maybe it's a nice picture and they say, yeah, we want this. And we'll say, well, here's the problem with this product. Maybe it's not as long as durable as it says, or what we've experienced in the past, or what we've seen in the past. But we can do maybe that same project or something very similar with these products, stuff that is going to be a better performer for you, because regardless of if you're using like an inferior product or the best product out there, the labor involved, the time involved, and the products themselves, nothing's cheap. So it's going to be expensive regardless. So let's make sure we do it right the first time. We check everything off as far as the design goes, and then we move forward. And we still communicate with the homeowners during the project, making sure that, all right, this is what they're looking for. This is what their expectation was. And by being able to communicate very well with our customers, it really helps the project move along smoothly, and that the finished product is exactly what they were looking for.
Check them out. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com is the website. You can fill out a form there that'll get somebody connected to you on Monday. I think Jade called, or Danielle. Somebody calls out and says, hey, we want to send somebody out to talk to you and find out what your project you're looking for. But it's really easy to fill that form out. The more information you put in there, too, the better as to kind of what you're thinking so they can come prepared. WTMJ Talking text line is 855-616-1620. Eric Brown on with us for another 18 minutes or so. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala. Nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ishnala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ishnala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake? Or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ishnala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ishnala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ishnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for J.D. Griffiths. It was time for us. Our house was 20-plus years old, and the garage doors were getting dated. They were dinged up, and they were really hurting the value and the look of our house. That's why we called J.D. Griffiths, a local company. They've been at it in Milwaukee for more than 70 years, providing premier garage doors and building detached garages. We've got our new doors now, and they pop. I still got neighbors talking to me about it. Now, J.D. Griffiths does have an exclusive offer right now for you, the WTMJ listener. With any purchase of a new garage door, you can save $100 on your garage door opener. Just call 414-362-7222 and mention me, WTMJ's Eric Bilstead, or fill out the form at jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ to schedule your free at-home estimate and claim your deal. That number again, 414-362-7222. J.D. Griffiths.
There's a reason people sold to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
The process with Grandview was virtually effortless. They give you a fair price offer, close quickly, and pay promptly.
Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic. Dr. Alex and his team have my neck, back, and shoulder feeling so much better. One of my fellow patients, Missy, said she actually went in with a slight limp a year ago. That's now gone. I met Tom in the lobby the other day. Said he came in to Connect Chiro after another doc wasn't helping him feel better. Now he's found his home for chiropractic care. You're invited. Open house Wednesday, April 24th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the office in Wauwatosa. Meet the doc, see the place, and learn how chiropractic care can help you. Go Connect Chiro. That's goconnectchiro.com.
No one wanted to hire me. They just saw my disability, but not me. I worked hard to get the education and the skills needed to thrive. I was ready to work. Then someone believed in me and said yes.
And once you say yes, Thinkability Wisconsin will be there, providing transition and workforce support for people with disabilities and their employers to help shape a better future for all. It all starts when you say yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
It's the Fix It Show, exclusively on 620 WTMJ.
Good morning, Dayton Kane and Jim Riedel in for David Nason. A little Joe Satriani playing in the background. Thank you, Isaac. Joe Satriani, Steve Vai going to be at the Riverside Theater on Tuesday. So if you like guitar players, you got to get your ticket for that show. We have Eric Brown from Outdoor Living Unlimited on with us, and we do have a text here at 855-616-1620 if you want to get your questions in for Eric. 855-616-1620. Is there such thing as a composite siding that looks like cedar is the question.
So the products that are out there, there are some different composites. Some of the composites, they're either a dense vinyl or they don't necessarily have a really strong grain that would look like cedar. It kind of looks plastic, like a plastic grain. And for a siding on a house, it looks fake. There are a couple products like fiber cement that also has like a fiber cement has a grain that's kind of rolled on. I'm not a fan of that product in our market, in our environment with the seasons, how much it changes. And I know some people have it on their house and they've had success with it. It's just a difficult product to work with, especially on a remodel. LP SmartSide is what I actually put on my house. Aaron, I mentioned Aaron Brown is my brother and business partner, but he also has LP SmartSide on his house. It has a more real grain, and it's meant to last, and it's really held up well in our area. The SmartSide's been around since 1996, and it's been a successful product on walls. So now for a long time. So there are alternatives to cedar that work well.
I do have a question. So when this time of year, again, we're getting outside, we're like, you know what? I want to put a little bit of an extension off of my patio. So I'm going to go to my landscape company or somewhere and buy some pavers that I'm going to put down myself. What prep work needs to go into that before I lay anything down?
Yeah, if you go ahead and just buy pavers and then lay them on the ground.
Jim just said a lot of work.
Yeah, so I get this is the like maybe not so much today because it's a little cool out, but the other day when it was warmer out, you get the itch. You know what? I'm going to go buy a bunch of pavers, have them delivered. If you just lay them right on the ground, they're going to it's not going to last long. The ground below is not going to support the pavers to move in uniform. And I say that because the ground is going to move and the pavers are going to be they're going to fall over or slide or move from year to year. It might look decent for the first year, but year two it's not going to be great. So really, you have to get. We have to pull some of the. Well, we have to pull some of the dirt. Typically, we pull some of the dirt back. We lay a compact stone, traffic bond, but compact stone, and we want at least a 4-inch base there. And what that does is and then when we put the pavers on top of it, and on the ends, on the perimeter, we'll lay a concrete base perimeter around it to kind of hold them all together. What that does is that pad now it's more together. Like when you compact the stone, they kind of lock together, and when you put the pavers over the top, it makes it all pretty much one, so that it will move. Like it's not gonna be like a slab of concrete heaving and then angles and all of that stuff, but it'll move a little bit more in unison, so you won't really notice it that much. So it will be flexible, but it's not going to be where, everywhere you walk, it's going to wear down as if you just put pavers over dirt.
Yeah.
So there is some work. You have to move some earth. You have to bring in some gravel. You have to compact it. You have to lay the pavers down the right way. You have to support it on the sides. And then you have to, spread a sand, a joining sand in between the pavers themselves. All of that. So it's not as easy as it looks like in the pictures. Just a bunch of blocks laid down in front of the patio door. It's not quite like that.
So when I moved into my house, outside of my shed, I saw this paver kind of sticking up. So I kind of popped it out of its place. And then all of a sudden, I found about 45 pavers buried under the dirt by my shed because they never put anything under it, right? So it just all sunk underneath and just got covered up by mud and dirt. And I'm like, well, this is a project now I got to get it out of my yard so that I'm not. So you got to do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Save you.
And that's why I say is like nothing we do is overly difficult. Like it's all stuff that can be done. But you have to follow the right process, and it's all very time consuming. So a lot of these projects people think they can do on weekends, all of a sudden draw out to 3-4 weekends. It starts taking into the summer. They want to quit. The wife gets mad at them. All of that stuff. It just becomes And then you're thinking, we should have, as soon as you start that project, your wife is thinking, I should have called those guys. I should have called those, we should have called Outdoor Living Unlimited. We should have called Siding Unlimited. That's happening.
OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com. Fill out the form there. Somebody will get back with you on Monday and set up a no obligation quote for you. We do need to take our final break. Eric Brown on with us for one more segment on the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
I'm excited to be joined by my friend Jill Kreider. She is the president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Tell me kind of about the mission of Azura.
Our mission is to transform the culture of care, have a secure place, live a quality of life that maybe they don't have currently.
When I'm at an Azura facility, it feels like home.
Having team members that really care about people is number one.
Thank you for what you do for our community. Thank you for what you do for the people that live in the community.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Outdoor Living Unlimited turns yards into patios and decks, fire pits, pavers, retaining walls, even screen rooms, outdoor kitchens, and swimming pools. Come see it all at the unique outside-in Gerke's Corners showroom they share with Siding Unlimited at their open house, Saturday, April 27th from 8 to 1. Bring your ideas, motivation, and questions to the product reps at the open house and meet the Outdoor Living Unlimited team. Check SidingUnlimited.com and OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and then get to the open house, Saturday, April 27th, 8 to 1.
Hey, former radio wake-up guy Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. If that recent cold snap made you think that now is the time to replace those drafty old windows, then now is a good time to call Hometown Windows and Doors. Save heating costs now, cooling dollars down the road with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from Hometown. Hometown offers the brands you trust like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, Softlight, and more in wood, vinyl, and fiberglass. And all of their products are installed by employee carpenters. Plus, Hometown is the area's only Pella Platinum and Marvin authorized replacement company. Hometown's dedicated consultants can guide you to the best fit and value for your home and your remodeling dollar. Stop in at their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin and see the Hometown difference for yourself. Or call them for a no-pressure in-home consultation, 414-329-1200, or visit them at hometownwindows.com. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Annex Wealth Management. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forgive commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
So when our parents were moving from the farm to town when they retired, all these old pieces had to go somewhere because they were getting a smaller place. So we each got some furniture.
Ben and Arvid Huth from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
There was one piece that still had our grandmother's name on it. It was the delivery ticket, basically. It was on the back of the piece, written with lead pencil. And instead of an address, it just said her name, Boyd, Wisconsin. That was the delivery
Back
address.
then, that's all you needed for an address.
Yeah.
That was the piece of furniture that all five of us kids wanted. You know, of all the furniture that had grandma's name on it.
Today, I tell people that ask me, like, okay, I bought this piece of heirloom furniture. Is there anything special I should do with it? Flip it over, turn it around, take a magic marker, and write on that thing your name, when you bought this, where you bought it from, why you bought it. That piece will be cherished in your family for centuries to come.
People want to be connected to their ancestors a little bit, and this is one way of doing that.
And the furniture we're building today, 300 years from now, somebody's going to be like, wow, that thing was well built for its time.
PennyMustard.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Making sure your honey-do list doesn't turn into a honey, what did you do list? It's the Fix It Show on 620 WTMJ.
Sponsored by Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction. Dayton Kane here with Jim Riedel, who's in for David Nason. David and his father on an honor flight today, so that's pretty cool. Eric Brown from Outdoor Living Unlimited on with us. We have just a few minutes left in the show. Eric, tell us again what you guys all can do.
So the Outdoor Living Unlimited, and we started with talking about decks, but we also do the outdoor kitchens, the pavers, the retaining walls, the in-ground pools, the screen rooms, I would say go on to Instagram, Outdoor Living Unlimited. That's going to see a lot of our projects. Our website shows a lot. One thing that I thought I'd throw one more little idea at people is we have what we kind of coined as like a forever deck. We built a deck recently that instead of the treated framework, instead of the treated lumber, we used steel frame. And you can do this. And the deck we built has steel helical piers or piles that go into the ground for your footing. So it's not a lump piece of treated wood in the ground. It's actually steel. It comes up, and then we have steel beams and steel framework for the deck itself. Then a composite deck with an aluminum powder-coated rail. That deck has zero lumber. If it's a forever deck, it has zero lumber on it, and it's all metal, and with the exception of the deck boards, which is composite, and it's going to last a long, long time.
Nothing is maintenance free, but that sounds real low maintenance to me.
Yeah.
So that's David's line. Nothing's maintenance free. Low maintenance is the way to go. But thank you so much, Eric. Always good to have you on the show. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as people are getting outside and seeing what they want to have done, outdoorlivingunlimited.com. There is a contact us form there that will get somebody in touch with you on Monday, and we'll get somebody out for a free estimate. Jim.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in and filling in for David.
Yeah, thanks for having me in. It was fun.
You and I will get together and drink some bourbon sometime.
We like bourbon.
Coming in next, Rose Gray from Fox World Travel, and that does it for the Fix-It Show.
This has been the Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Guthrie and Fry protects the water in my house. Guthrie and Fry has provided expert advice, quality service, and reliable water since 1974. Owners Sue and Rob are well known and very generous in the local community for supporting great causes that change lives. We've got their water softener.